time for bait number 1. And you might be wondering what makes her bait. Well, turns out she's got an extremely strong sync nuke. Is it worth to scout for her or should you skip? Well, in this video we will discuss that, so don't forget to hit the thumbs up right now. Subscribe if you haven't, and let me know if you're scouting for her or not in the comment section. And with that out of the way, let's do this! Yo, this is Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt, your artist Team Skull Grunt, and this is Pokemon Masters EX. Guys, in this video, we will discuss the very first out of the 4 sync pairs that are coming in the first half of the August update. And the first one is coming out actually later if you're watching this as a premiere. SYGNA May and Blaziken comes out on July 29. That's later until August 27. 2 days after, SYGNA Brandon will come out. August 3, NUKE will come out as a Spotlight Scout. And August 5, COURTNEY will also come out as a Spotlight Scout. Now, I've already discussed bird's eye view of what each one can do. I'm gonna skip through most of what I said. And if you're just curious how these 4 compare against each other, you can check out my August sync pairs who to scout for video for info regarding each one. In this video, I'm going to skip through most and just delve into SYGNA May's kit right now. And as you might see over here, well, a very quick description of her is that she is a fire-type tech sync pair with a fighting type move. Blaze Kick is a 4-move gauge attack, Low Sweep is a 2-move gauge attack. Once you Mega Evolve into Mega Blaziken, your Blaze Kick becomes a 3-move gauge attack, and your Low Sweep becomes a 1-move gauge attack. Now, you are able to easily Mega Evolve because you have Head Start 2 as your initial passive skill, which lowers your sync move countdown -2 immediately. And then you get to raise everyone's speed stat +2 because of Team Debut -2. And then, you also, every single time you attack the opponent, you get to lower their defenses -1 each time you attack because of Defense Crush 9. Now, after Mega Evolving, your attack stat goes up to 508, your speed stat go even higher, and you now have Propulsion 1. Every single time you attack an opponent, you have a 20% chance of lowering your sync move countdown. Plus, your Defense Crush 9 becomes Defense Destroyer 9. So every single time you attack an opponent, instead of lowering defense -1, you get to lower the opponent's defense -2 instead. And as you might know, Low Sweep is a 1-move gauge attack. It also lowers the opponent's speed stat. Blaze Kick becomes a 3-move gauge attack. Every single time you use Blaze Kick, you get to lower the opponent's defense -2 after Mega Evolving. So Low Sweep, 1-move gauge, can lower the opponent's speed stat -1. And later on in the grid, an additional 1 if you decide to go for that. Plus, lower the opponent's defense stat -2 with just 1-move gauge attack. Now, as a tech sync pair, she has a built-in multiplier to her pass or sync move, which is the lower the opponent's defense is, the stronger your damage of your sync move is, which is pretty good. And then her trainer move, Fired Up 1, basically reduces your sync move countdown by another 1. So at the start of the battle, you get Head Start 2 as well as 1 Fired Up to lower your sync move countdown -3, as well as raise your attack stat +4 plus raise your accuracy stat +1, which is pretty good in my opinion. And now, let us quickly move on to her sync grid tiles, which 2 out of 5 you get Fast Track 9 every single time you attack an opponent using Blaze Kick or Low Sweep. You get to raise your speed stat +1. And remember that you're starting with +2 speed. So Fast Track 9, just attack the opponent 4 times and you get to maximize your speed stat quickly. The others at 2 out of 5, you can just read them for yourselves. At 3 out of 5, you get her multiplier. So you get Cakewalk. The lower the opponent's speed stat is, the stronger the damage. Inertia, the higher your own speed stat is, the stronger the damage. And that combined are 3 very good multipliers. You got 1 for lower defense of the opponent, 1 for lowered speed of the opponent, and another one for increased speed for herself. Now, as you might know, there are multipliers that are better than the others. And Cakewalk, Inertia, and the built-in, I think, what is it called? Lower the opponent's defense. I think it's called Relentless. The lower the opponent's defense stat is, the stronger the damage. Built-in Relentless, then Cakewalk plus Inertia make her an absolute crazy nuker, guys. She gets 1 attack move multiplier only in the form of Insult to Injury. The lower the opponent's defense stat is, the stronger her Blaze Kick as well as her low sweep is. And then Trip of 9 is the one I'm talking about earlier. As soon, or rather, if you get this, if you use Blaze Kick, you get to lower your opponent's speed stat -1 also. Or if you use Low Sweep, instead of lowering the opponent's speed stat -1, you get to lower the opponent's speed stat -2 instead. Now, as you might know, it is impossible to get every single tile in her grid. So let's quickly move on to STDK12's tool and see if what we can get in her kit. And by the way, guys, thank you to Absolutely for the data mine. I forgot to say that in the last few videos. So guys, at 1 out of 5, you can get to basically pick everything except 1. Probably get everything except Dire Hit All plus MP Refresh. You should be good to go. Or if you decide to get this one, sacrifice another one. Mostly, you can get everything at 1 out of 5. Then at 2 out of 5, I personally will get Fast Track 9 because that just makes her even faster. We got a Blaze Kick move gauge refresh over here as well as an attack plus 20. At the bottom right, we got Slippery 2 for her trainer move as well as an MP refresh so that you can maximize her attack stat. And again, there's no right or wrong with sync grids. Just experiment on your own, but I think this is the one that I'll get. And for 3 out of 5 and higher, I would go for all-out nuke damage, guys. So I got Cakewalk over here. So the lower the opponent's speed stat is, the stronger my sync move is. We got Trip up 9 so that even my Blaze Kick can lower the opponent's speed stat. Your option, you can also ignore this, just get Cakewalk if you're patient enough. You got Inertia, the higher your speed stat is, the stronger your sync move is. You got Fast Track 9 to speed up yourself, unless you're gonna bring in a sync pair that can speed yourself up already. You can probably remove this, and get some others, make yourself even more powerful. But we got 2 sync nuke tiles, we got Inertia, we got Cakewalk. That is full-on nuke damage for SYGNA suit May, guys. So that's my grid for her. And now let us get into comparing. So again, as you might know, she and SYGNA suit Brendan are Pokefairs. Pokefairs meaning you have a 10% chance of scouting a random 5-star, 2% chance of scouting for them. Meanwhile, Luker and Courtney are Spotlights. That means after their banners, they're going to be available to scout in future banners. And they might actually be out in the anniversary banner once they come out. But you have a guaranteed way of getting them with 7,500 paid gems. You can scout for Luker 1 copy, 1 sure copy, as long as you're able and willing to spend 7,500 paid gems on the paid route. But in doing so, you get enough power-ups or custom power-ups to 6-star EX them immediately. So if you're willing to spend, then probably go for it. But my hugest or my biggest recommendation is actually wait for the next update before scouting for each one, unless you're like me who scout on day 1. So, again, coming to the stats, as you might see over here, COURTNEY has the highest attack stat, the highest speed stat, and the others, we're gonna look into them as soon as we discuss each one of them later on in their individual scout or skip videos. But in the meantime, those are the multipliers that you get. Cakewalk, Inertia, and Relentless built in. All those multipliers are actually very good multipliers. And now, let us move on to comparing, guys. So, I decided to compare COURTNEY with the most used, fire type units, excluding Silver, but we're gonna discuss Silver later on as well. So she's a texting pair, and the closest that I can compare her with is basically, well, Anniversary N. We got Leon and COURTNEY definitely in the comparison, plus another texting pair, the form of Serena. So, those are my comparisons. We got COURTNEY, we got Leon, we got Anniversary N, we got COURTNEY, we got Serena over there. As you might see over here, COURTNEY's attack is equivalent to the attack stat of Mega Evolve Charizard or COURTNEY's Charizard. COURTNEY is both a physical and a special attacker. If you use Flare Blitz, COURTNEY can do physical attacks. But COURTNEY has been, well, there has not been a physical fire type attacker in a very long time. Leon uses the attack stat, but then Leon, his attack is basically, or his physical attack is basically Earthquake, which is not a fire type attack. So we can probably ignore that. Leon's fire type attack is Inferno. And as you might see over here as well, COURTNEY actually shares the highest defense and special defense stats with Anniversary N. And out of the bunch, she has the highest speed stat, which is pretty nice because COURTNEY has the lowest speed stat and lowest defense, lowest special defense for COURTNEY, but the highest HP. So a lot of good things happening with COURTNEY's kit right now. Let us compare their multipliers, each one of them. So COURTNEY over there has Insult to Injury as an attack multiplier. Meanwhile, COURTNEY has Power Reserves too as an attack multiplier, meaning that your HP has to be low in order to trigger that. Anniversary N and Leon are both Master Sync pairs, so they have a Master skill called Galar Flag Bearer as well as Unova Flag Bearer. And Leon can bring himself super effective up next by using his trainer move, and I think it also happens pretty much randomly if I'm not mistaken. You got Burn Synergy 3 at 3 out of 5. If the opponent is burned, you get to deal more damage. Anniversary N, you get to deal 10% more damage, more or less, if the opponent is weak to fire. And then you can also give yourself a super effective up next. I forgot how you trigger this, but it's available at 3 out of 5. Meanwhile, Serena has a lot to do with making the opponent fall asleep. So you get Good Nightmare 5 built in. You can get 2 Good Nightmare 2s on her kit. Basically, if the opponent is asleep, stronger damage. HP Advantage 4, if your HP is high, the higher your HP, the stronger damage. And Stationary Target 5, you have to trap the opponent. I think she gets Fire Spin. You have to trap the opponent, and you will be able to deal around 50% more damage if you do so. Leon has Scorching Sing 5 as a Sing move multiplier, 50% stronger damage with your Sing move if the opponent is burned. Anniversary N, lot to do with debuffing the opponent. He has Snowball Roar, you can lower the opponent's stats. Devastation is the lower the opponent's special attack stat is, the stronger damage. Hecking Order, the lower the opponent's attack stat is, the stronger the damage. Super effective up next, as well as built-in lower opponent stats, stronger damage. COURTNEY relies on raising your attack stat and having it sunny. You can raise COURTNEY's attack stat by Mega Evolving first and using My Destiny, his trainer move, in order to raise your attack stat. Meanwhile, Serena also relies on making the opponent fall asleep. So, 2 multipliers for making the opponent fall asleep. Smarty Pants, I think the lower the opponent's special defense is, if I'm not mistaken, stronger the damage. So, those are the multipliers. And how do these compare to numbers? First of all, let's see how easy it is to probably set this up. Serena, you know, if you make the opponent fall asleep, if they wake up, goodbye multipliers. SYGNA Red, well, you have to Mega Evolve first in order to raise your attack stat, and you have to have it sunny to get Solar Flare 5. Anniversary N, you have to use Noble Roar quite a lot of times in order to trigger Devastation Pecking Order, and then to lower the opponent's special defense, you can use Blue Flare, because Blue Flare, every single time you use it, you get to lower the opponent's special defense. Leon, just burn the opponent using Inferno. SYGNA May, well, you have to use probably Low Sweep or Blaze Kick. Low Sweep if you get all the, you know, Fast Track 9, you get the Trip Up 9. You have to use Low Sweep 3 times after Mega Evolving. Rather 4 times, so that you get to raise your speed stat to +6, so that you get to lower the opponent's speed stat to -6, so that you get to lower the opponent's defense stat to -6, and full-on multipliers. And what do the numbers say? I would like to thank Jack for doing the numbers. Thank you, and thank you STDK12 for the tools as well. I did not have time to work on the numbers at all. So, SYGNA May. Wow, just look at those numbers, guys. 35,222,558. If you're wondering how this is computed, link to the damage calculation will be in the description. You can check that out. It's explained there. But it basically involves 6-star EX stats and 6-star EX skills. So Texting pairs have that 1.5 multiplier. Everyone has Sun, everyone has Super Effective up next. And all Sync Grid tiles active, which is not realistic, but then that's how this is computed. In terms of the weakest nuke, Leon actually has the weakest nuke, even though, well, he has the multipliers, Scorching Sync plus Super Effective up next, but Leon has the weakest nuke out of the bunch, followed by SYGNA Red, but then Leon and SYGNA Red are strikers. Anniversary N is a Texting pair, Serena is a Texting pair. In terms of the weakest DPS, or should I say max damage, that makes things more accurate. 2,562,556 for N, which is surprising that he has the lowest damage. Meanwhile, the highest one is Leon with 4,866,925. Interesting. The second lowest here is actually SYGNA May. Well, she only gets 1 multiplier, but then, you know, you get to, if the opponent, you have to get insult to injury to get those numbers. So, in terms of sorting the strongest attack damage for fire types, if we sort this out, this is how this looks like. Leon has the highest attack, followed by Serena, followed by SYGNA Red, followed by SYGNA May, and then followed by Silver, who has 3,470,440. This is ranking the top 5 fire type attack damage. And in terms of sorting the sync nuke damage for fire types, this is how things will look like. SYGNA May has the highest, followed by Anniversary N, followed by Serena, followed by Hilda. I think Hilda has Haymaker, I'm not sure about that. But followed by Hilda, number 4, followed by Silver at number 5 as well, with 9,614,052. Now again, there are more after them, but this is just sorting the top 5 attack and sync nuke damage, guys. Now if you were wondering, how high actually does Signusuit May's nuke go? If you're watching, if you actually listen to my intro, I did say that she has a very powerful sync nuke. Now I decided to compare the top sync nukers in the game. And if we sort the top sync nukers in the game right now, this is how the top 5 will actually look like. Signusuit May is the strongest sync nuker in the game right now, with 35,222,558. Take note that zones or weather conditions should be active, with super effective up next active as well. Champion Iris with Dragon Zone and super effective up next can go up to 33,381,784. So if you're wondering, because Nessa, people say Nessa is the top sync nuker. Those are the reasons, guys. Nessa, as you might know, if you pair Nessa up with Dojo Gloria, she becomes a very, very strong powerhouse. Nessa is top 3 with 28,126,545, including Rain. Lear is number 4 with 27,900,288. And the 5th one is Anniversary Skyla with 27,007,700. Nice numbers. Anniversary Skyla does not exactly have high DPS, but then she's very, very fun to use, especially non-stop flinching, AoE flinching. So, does this make you want to scout for Signusuit May, guys? She is the top sync nuker in the game right now, but who knows, because Anniversary is coming, bait units are coming in the second half of the update. Who knows that there might be stronger nukers than compared to Signusuit May afterward. Should you scout or should you skip? Well, number 1, we have not gotten a physical fire type attacker in a very long time. You got Hilda, you got Torchic, yes, I think it's Flame Charge. You got Kiawe with Flame Charge as well, I think. Then you got Flare Blitz, Signusuit Red. You got Hilda's what move is that? Flame Charge, as well as some other move. Those are your physical fire type attackers. The recent ones that have come out are all special attackers. So if you're looking for a physical fire type attacker, Signusuit May is a good way to go. And not only that, but remember, she also has a fighting type move. I did not compare the fighting types anymore because her fighting type move is just weak. But it's only a 1 move gauge attack as soon as you Mega Evolve, and every single time you use it, you lower the opponent's defense stat -2 and lower the opponent's speed stat to -1 or -2, depending if you get Trip Up 9 if you have her 3 out of 5. What else? Blaziken is finally out in the game, so if you love Blaziken, if you love May, then definitely scout for her. Also nice outfit, Chinese inspired martial art, whatever you wanna call that. Why should you not scout? Well, Anniversary is near, and bait units are coming, and then, you know, Pokefair scouts tend to have a rerun period of 3 to 12 months. So if you're willing to wait for the rerun, then go for it. But again, if you are a rerun summoner, guys, you know, when they rerun, there's definitely gonna be new units out. And you might be torn again. Should you even go bother scouting for the rerun Signusuit May? Or just focus on the newer units, which are probably gonna be more powerful than Signusuit May, because that's the cycle of this game right now, the power creep. Every single time there's a new sync pair, it's probably better than the older sync pairs. But then, if you actually check the letter from the Pokemon Masters EX team, if you actually check that, I actually only saw that earlier, says something like, we are going to power up increase some tiles of older sync pairs with grids already and make them more powerful, to make them relevant. And I like that. So, yeah, probably, you know, people have been saying like Flint. Oh my goodness, Flint sucks compared to the other Elite Four members. Well, maybe they'll focus on Flint first, or probably I think Glacia might be a good time to... Wait, is Glacia Hoenn? Glacia is Hoenn, right? So I'm thinking that they might actually upgrade Glacia as soon as the next update comes out. Pokemon Masters Day? Who knows? But I'm waiting for Best Boy Nolan to get a 6-star EX, which I'm worried because I feel that Drake's gonna get the 6-star EX first before Best Boy Nolan. Anyway, guys, as usual, go for your faves because, you know, the game is always changing every single time. All units get power creep. New units get stronger. If you are really aiming for just the debuffs, you know, Dojo Gloria and Signature May both debuff defense and debuff speed stat. I would argue and say that Dojo Gloria is slightly better in terms of debuffing compared to Signature May, but that's completely up to you. And yeah, that concludes my video for Signature May, and I hope you enjoyed my analysis. If you haven't done so, kindly hit the thumbs up as it really helps the channel out. And let me know again if you are scouting for Signature May or not. And if you're wondering if you have enough gems, you can check out my video where I discuss how many gems you can get from August 1 to August 14, you know, before the next update comes out. But with that said, you know, scout or skip videos for the others are gonna come out one by one. I need to go to bed. I only slept for 1 hour. My liver is inflamed. God save me from liver failure. Sus, please. I need to take more rest. And then Digimon Survive and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is coming later. Enjoy. I'm gonna stream them. But with that said, thank you for watching my video, and I would love to give a huge shout out again to my gifted memberships and my awesome gifters out there. Thank you Shadowfield, Jeremy, and Tatsuya Gold for helping make this channel bigger. Now, I think some of you will already go away because, you know, gifted memberships only lasted for 1 month. But I hope you have fun. You had fun in your 1 month of gifted memberships. If the others are kind enough to gift memberships as well, feel free to do so. But thank you so much to all the members of my channel who have been supporting me for the very longest time. Thank you to Shadowphil, Marokman, thank you Aryan Singh, thank you Tachman, thank you Alcin, thank you Roy, thank you Luca, thank you Jeremy, thank you Sasri Ambrion, thank you Marcella, thank you Lance Nice, thank you Iwiz, and thank you Tatsuya Gold. One more thing, thank you to my other 1-year members who are not here. Thank you Blaze, thank you John9019, thank you Arima for supporting me for 1 year. And then with that said, I'm done. I will see you in my scouting video later, or scouting stream later. This is Sol, also known as SPL Gamma, also known as Spatial Gamma, also known as Grunt, the artist Team Skull Grunt. I will see you in the next video. Right.